Uh, Thank you guys very, very much for honoring the invitation of whoever invited you here today. Sorry for the little glitches and the late start, but I hope we're going to make this worthwhile, worth your time. So I'm going to share my screen and then we will go on with this presentation. All right, all right. Welcome to today's presentation. And again, I want to thank you guys for honoring whoever invited you here today. You see, if you were
Yeah,
invited,
thank you. I'm like, this double thing is about to irritate me.
okay, could we mute that person, please? Um, if you were invited here today, it's because someone who cares about you, wanted you to be exposed to information, that could impact you and your financial well-being in a long-lasting way. That's why you're here today. And I want to thank you for honoring that invitation. Now, I want you to imagine this. Imagine having a solution to a problem that almost everybody has, and the ability to be able to build long term income by helping people to solve that problem. And what is that problem? That problem is health. A little introduction. My name is Dr. Dieter. I'm a physician with two board certifications. I'm certified as an internist and I'm certified as a pediatrician. I have over 15 years of experience as a physician in the United States. And you don't have to be a physician to make this statement or to make this assessment, but chronic disease is everywhere. In fact, could Shafay and Natasha, could you guys help me with muting people who come in, please? So chronic disease is everywhere. In fact, about 70% of Americans are on at least one prescription medication. And that number is sadly projected to go up to 80% of Americans by the year 5050. That is the state of, our current healthcare system with chronic disease. Now, the problem about our health, boils down to two main root causes. The modern day diseases that we face today, the diabetes, the high blood pressure, the high cholesterol, the asthma, anxiety, depression, autoimmune diseases, all these things boil down to two things at the hem, at the root of this modern day diseases. And those two things are one of which we call insulin resistance, and the other of which we call gut microbiome imbalance or microbiome dysfunction. These two things, guys, cause all the modern day diseases, most of the modern day diseases that we face today. You see, our ancestors never had these diseases. If you went back 100 years ago in the past, our ancestors never had these diseases. But these diseases are modern day diseases coming from these two things. And I want to just talk a little bit about what these two things are and why they cause the modern day diseases. So, talking about insulin resistance, what is insulin resistance? You see, insulin is a very important hormone in the body. Very well. I consider insulin to be hormone numero uno. Insulin dictates the smooth structure and functioning of the body. When insulin is working well, everything in the body works well. When insulin is not working well, you have a problem. And the job of insulin is to do this, is to mobilize glucose out of the blood into the cell. This is and insulin mobilizes glucose into the cell. Now, when the glucose is mobilized into the cell, there is a special organelle in the cell called the mitochondria. It is considered the energy factory of the cell. The glucose goes through a complex series of reactions called the electron transport chain, with the result of an production of an energy molecule called ATP. Okay. Now, every cell in the body requires energy to function. A cell is the smallest entity of the body. Cells group up to form tissues. Tissues group up to form organs. Organs group up to form systems. Systems form the whole man. Every single cell, the smallest entity of the body, requires energy to function. When a cell doesn't have the energy it needs to function, it malfunctions. The simplest definition of a disease that you should keep in mind, the simplest definition
Well,
of a
we don't need to open them. It's fine.
ah, could we look through at everybody who is not muted and just please, guys, if we can have our mics muted so we're not having special effects into the presentation here and there, please. Thank you. So every single cell in the body requires energy to function. Every cell. And when the cell doesn't have the energy it needs to function, the cell malfunctions. The simplest definition of a disease is a cell that has malfunctioned. Why did the cell malfunction? The cell malfunctioned because it did not have the energy it needed to function. Now, why is insulin so important? Because without insulin, you cannot make energy, and every cell in the body requires energy to function. Now, when we say you have insulin resistance, it means insulin is not doing its job in securing energy, meaning that there is a breakdown in this process of that. And when you have that, we say you have insulin resistance. And when that happens now, it causes the cells, tissues, organs of the body to be energy deprived and it leads to disease processes. The other thing which hinges the other component of our modern day diseases is your gut. Your gut is described as some people call the gut our second brain. It's so important. It helps to defend the body, from illness. When the gut is not healthy, the gut is not able to go to defense for the body for the illness, from illness, and as a result, you lose your defense line. You lose your defense line, and this disease is now prop up because of that. So modern day diseases as a result of those two root causes. And science now shows that those two root causes cause an energy shortage that causes a cell to malfunction, that drives the modern day diseases. And there's now reputable science that says that if you were to restore the energy shortage that led to the disease, you will reverse the disease. It's just like as simple as this. A car is running on the road, the car runs out of gas. The gas is the energy that powers the car. The car stops because it runs out of gas, it lacks fuel. If you walk to the nearest gas station and buy gas and put gas in that car and turn on the ignition again, the car roars back to life again because you have restored its energy deficiency. So, these two main root causes, when they are addressed and restored, the diseases that came as a result of them go poof and they're gone. And there's a smart a health and wellness company that has come up with a product, a nutraceutical product that helps to reverse the core issues, the two things, the insulin resistance and the gut dysbiosis. This nutraceutical product is listed in the physician's desk reference. It helps to address the two things and reverse it. And when it reverses those root causes, those diseases go away. Now, because of that, hundreds of people who were once living with chronic conditions like diabetes, like high blood pressure, depression, lupus, sleep apnea, you name it, those people are now experiencing or are now living free of these conditions. And I'll just give you guys some examples. Right here, it's this picture on this screen. It's just some stories of people's lives change. At the top left hand corner, that's me. And I encountered this product in March of this year and started using it. It reversed my insulin resistance, and I was able to lose weight. I had always wanted to lose some more weight, and I was never able to get to my ideal body weight. And in a space of 2 months, because insulin resistance is the reason for obesity, the reason for overweight. When I reversed my insulin resistance and addressed my gut, my weight fell off. You see, when I talk about people are experiencing life transforming having life health transforming encounters, they are sharing that with others. Because when somebody experiences something that is good, they want to tell the next person the love. And it brings me to my next point. The next picture of the lady in red, it's my twin sister. My twin sister struggled with her weight, struggled with PCOS. We have the same genetics. So once this helped me, I was like, I gotta help my twin sister. I bought this and I sent it to Cameroon for her. In a space of 2 months, she lost 26 pounds. This is my beloved friend here, Natasha. Natasha is on here today, and she's one of our co-hosts. She introduced me to this amazing metabolic product, without which we will not be doing this today. And Natasha struggled with insulin resistance, struggled with dysbiosis, struggled with the things which we mentioned on this slide. And by reversing her insulin resistance and reversing her dysbiosis, Natasha now has a different outlook on life. Multiple stories. People who were diabetic, no longer diabetic. The last picture here of the lady on the bottom right, her family was going to put her in a nursing home because she was diagnosed with early onset dementia. Started forgetting the names of people and loved ones she knew, and her name is Sue. I met Sue in
The fact
I
she
met
says
Sue in I met Sue in Vegas 2 weeks ago. Sue heard about this nutraceutical product and began taking it. And in a space of 2 months, her life was transformed. Her families had to scrap the plans of putting her in a nursing home, and she's now thriving. Insulin resistance is the root cause of dementia, the root cause of Alzheimer's. The modern day diseases, I hit that drumbeat over again, our modern day diseases as a result of these two things. And she was able to get her life back. And these are other stories of people, who are having huge life transformations and have been able to get their life back. Why do I say this? There is a powerful, because of stories like this, people are experiencing this life changing benefits and are becoming lifelong consumers of the products and are sharing with others, just like I shared with my twin sister, sharing with others. So there's a domino effect that is being created. Lives being transformed, the lives being transformed are sharing to others. Those others' lives are being transformed and sharing to others. That domino effect. And that domino effect creates the possibility to be able to build wealth. And that's why we're here. That's why someone who loves you, who cares about you, invited you to hear this opportunity. Now, the company that manufactures this product, called Unicity, let people build wealth through a digital franchise model. A franchise is just like a McDonald's franchise or Chick-fil-A franchise or what have you. So the company lets people build wealth through this digital franchise model. Is based on the multi-level marketing business plan. And how does that work? To become a franchisee, you have to put down this amount of 1549, a one-time investment only of 1549. When you put down that one-time investment, the company is going to send you 10 boxes of this product. 10 boxes. Normally, the retail price for one box of this product is $170. But for anybody who is coming in to acquire a franchise, that one-time investment, the company retails that, for $15.49 instead of giving it to you for $1,700. Once you acquire the digital franchise, this business is yours forever. Any profit through the business is yours forever. It comes with a full back office, comes with a custom link, comes with, customer service, and joining our team, you get the benefit of the support that we together as a team provide each other, the calls which we do on the science to help people to be able to take this into their community. Now, once you become a franchise owner, there are two ways to make money in this. The first way to make money is what we call a simple customer referral. Every time you have a customer, so let's say that's me, I own this franchise. And every time I have a customer, for every customer that I have, I'm going to earn a $20 to $25 commission from that customer, for every customer. So let's say I have 50 customers or 100 customers. 100 is easier. If I have 100 customers a month, $20 to $25 commission, that's about 25,000. Sorry, that's about 2,500 only on customers. So I have owned the franchise and I have a customer named Bob. I'm gonna get a $25 commission from Bob. Now, if Bob knows people, let's say Bob has sleep apnea and Bob uses it, and he now tells his friend Sue, hey, your sleep apnea that you have, this thing helped me. And Sue is like, I want to get rid of my sleep apnea too. And give me whatever you got. Every customer is going to have what we call a customer referral link. So when Bob becomes your customer, Bob is going to have a customer referral link that he can share with Sue. When Bob shares that customer referral link with Sue and Sue buys the product, you are going to get a $25 commission from Sue, who you have never met. If Sue goes and tells Joe and Jill and uses her customer referral link, even though you have never met Joe and Jill, you're going to get a $25 commission from them. Now, anytime your customer refers somebody to get the product, anytime your customer refers somebody to get the product, you are going to the customer is going to get a $10 credit. So for Bob's effort in referring Sue, Bob gets a $10 credit for his next buy the next month. And the same for Sue. Sue refers Joe and Jill. Because of referral of Joe and Jill, she'll get a $10 credit for Joe's referral, a $10 credit for Jill's referral. So you could make an unlimited amount of income just by having customers. We have people in the company who have 1,000 customers. They're so prolific in acquiring customers. Just their customer base, they're making about $25,000 a month. So that's one way in which you make money. The other way in which you make money, because this is a multi-level marketing business structure, is by franchising yourself, having other little franchises of yourself, having other partners join you. So let's go back to this. Let's say, and I'm going to clean this out right here. This is you, and let's say Bob, is now interested in this business model and wants to become a partner. Bob pays the $15.49, and now becomes a franchise owner. Bob is what I call your first generation partner. Anytime you acquire a new partner, the company pays you a $250 one-time commission. Okay. So Bob becomes your first generation partner. Let's say Bob is able to convince Sue, and Sue signs up for the franchise under Bob. Sue is what I call your second generation partner. Now, let's say Sue is able to convince Joe for Joe to sign on under Sue. Joe is what I call your third generation partner. Okay. Now, I say that because for first, second, and third generation partners, you make a $5 to $10 commission on their customers. So let's say if Bob had 50 customers, and Sue had 50 customers, and Joe had 50 customers. That's 150 customers total. You're going to make a $5 to $10 commission on those 150 customers because they're in your first generation of partners. For your fourth to the sixth generation of partners, you make a $5 commission. You may see the percentage here. I'm interchanging between percentage and dollar because it's almost when the company does the math, it boils down to about the same thing. For your seventh, eighth, and ninth generation partners, their customers, you make a $3 commission. And from the 10 to the 12, you make a $1 commission. So there's a possibility to build wealth on multiple levels. And this is a massive opportunity. A massive opportunity. I've been in healthcare for 15 years, and healthcare is shifting. More and more people want to experience true healing, want to experience lasting health, want to be able to get off medications. And I truly believe that, as physicians, I never knew about this until this year, thanks to Natasha. I never knew about this, but I learned about the science of reversible metabolic conditions 2 years ago. So 2 years ago, I knew, my eyes opened to the fact that all of these diseases were reversible. And that, as a physician, I was a pawn in the scheme of the pharmaceutical companies to keep me blinded and to continue to prescribe medicines to manage symptoms, not eradicate, not heal. As physicians, we were never taught that. I say this is a massive opportunity. Why? Because I do believe that any reasonable person, if given two options, hey, option A, you have high blood pressure, remain on high blood pressure medicines for the rest of your life, just manage your symptoms. Option B, you have high blood pressure, the root of your high blood pressure are these two things. Reverse those two things and imagine a future of never needing high blood pressure medications anymore. Any reasonable person will pick option B. And so this is, the more people realize that addressing the root cause of their issue is going to cause them to experience true and lasting health, they pick that option. Most people pick option A, the meds, because they don't know that option B exists. So I want you to look at this as a massive opportunity. This is like the Amazon before Amazon became a household name. Now, why do I say that? Let's look at the history of Amazon. When Amazon was incepted in 1997, shares for Amazon were going for about $18 in 1997. They say that if you had invested $1,000 in the market for Amazon stock and just let it slip, today its value in by 2021, this graph is 2021, it's not even by 2021, it would have been 2.3 million. Why do I say that this stuff is Amazon stock before Amazon became Amazon? Why do I say this is the modern day Amazon opportunity? Is because of the timing. The timing. Currently in the United States, or currently in North America, and by North America, I mean United States, Canada, Mexico, Dominican Republic, only 0.1% of North America knows about this or is on it. This has been in existence since the 90s. Only 0.1% of North, 600,000 people. The population of North America, is close to 400 million people. Imagine that only 600,000 people know about it. And the company's vision, the company's goal is that by 2035, 2040, They want to increase that 600, that 0.1% by tenfold to 6 million. So we are still very early on in the game. You have the possibility to be sitting at the top of the food chain. And so I consider this a massive opportunity to come into this now and grow wealth. Again, imagine having a solution to a problem that almost everybody has. You don't have to look far to see that people are struggling with illness. You don't have to. And the possibility to be able to build wealth. This puts you in the pole position to solve a problem that almost everybody has and builds wealth. I want to end by saying this. The top earner in this industry is a young person like myself. Ralph, maybe this young guy, maybe 40 at the most, maybe, how old is he, Natasha? Could you unmute?
He's in his mid-30s. He's
Oh
younger than us.
my goodness. I thought he was maybe like 40 or 41. Okay. So he's in his mid-30s. So this kid makes 15 to 17 million dollars a year. Now, let me give you some. This is a very smart kid. In 2013, he was going to go to medical school. He scored very high on his medical entrance exam. He could have gone to any medical school that he chose to. He scored on his MCAT, what we call a 34 on a 45. That's a high score. When he was going to go to medical school, that year he was going to go to medical school in 2013, somebody introduced this product to him and the light bulb went off in his head. He immediately saw this as a solution to a problem that almost everybody had. And he decided not to go to med school. Some other person would have said he took a big risk, that was foolish. He has built an empire by solving a problem that almost everybody has. And today he makes 15 to 17 million dollars a year. I don't think he regrets that he never went to med school. I don't think he does. Now I'll say this. There is this is the opportunity that we have. He has been in the business of 2013 till now. He's been able to solve that problem and build a network that has set his family up for life. But there is this Chinese proverb. Sometimes I look at him and I'm jealous. Why am I jealous? Because I've been in medicine for 19 years, 4 years in medical school, 15 years in practice. And I'm like, oh goodness, I wish somebody told me about this. I wish I knew about this long time ago. What could I have done with 19 years building a network? But there is an old Chinese proverb that says that the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. Ladies and gentlemen, you and I cannot do anything about 20 years ago. 20 years ago is gone. It is gone. I cannot do anything about the 19 years I spent not knowing about that. It is gone. But that same Chinese proverb says the second best time to plant a tree is now. And I want to invite you to consider planting your tree now. Why? Because of this number. Only 600,000 people in North America know about it. And the health epidemic ain't going nowhere. So even though we missed out on 20 years ago, now Ahora is still a very good time to plant that tree. You could plant your tree now and somebody else will be talking about that tree 10 years from now. So I want to end by encouraging you. Thank you, first of all, for honoring the invitation of whoever invited you to listen to this. And I want to end by encouraging you to strongly consider to partner with us. Let us do two things here. Let us give health to our communities, to our families. Let us strip the pharmaceutical industry of the billions and billions of dollars it is making in profit. It sickens me. It costs pharmaceutical industries $2 to $6 on average to make a valve of insulin. Okay? One valve of insulin, the cost is $2 to $6. If you have good insurance, you're gonna pay $40 copay. You may be paying that $40 copay and think you've got a good deal. But if it costs them $2 to make it and you're paying $40 copay, geez, that is a 20 times the price they have charged you. That's a 2,000% profit if you're paying a $40 copay. So we'll be doing an honorable thing here. Number one, helping people reclaim their health again, building wealth from it, and putting an end to the pharmaceutical industry benefiting from people's illness. And that's what I want to invite you guys to consider to partner with us today. Thank you. I will give room for a few questions. If there are any questions, and some of you joining us here today, you're joining us on this special call. A lot of the times we have a science call every Sunday and Monday where I go into the depths of insulin resistance, the depths of the gut, and how those two things intermingle and cause our wahala, and how reversing those two things with the nutraceutical causes a restoration of health. And so if you're hungry for more, we invite you, to consider, coming to our science call and coming up on Sunday and Monday to explore this even more. But please strongly consider partnering with us. Let's change the future of our community, and we can build wealth while doing that. Thank you. Let's see if there are any questions in the chat. We'll take a few questions and what am I doing? Thank you, guys. There we go. All right. Are there any questions? If there are no questions, I want to refer you to whoever invited you here today. The person who invited you here today cares about you, wants you to know about this health and wealth changing opportunity, and will love you to take advantage of it. So they will be your gateway, to join us and partner with us. Thank you guys, and good night.